With the holiday season now upon us yet again and the prices of PS4 hardware dropping, many gamers are finally getting into the next-gen consoles. And with that comes the consumer's tough choice as to what games to spend their hard-earned money on. So I thought I'd put together a little list of must-own games for the PlayStation 4. These games really show off what the system is capable of and are some of the best available. Also, I will only be covering games that are exclusive to the PS4, so no Battlefields, no Call of Duty, something like that. Games that are only available on PlayStation. These games make the PS4 stand out, like I said, and they're games you can't get anywhere else. So let's jump right in with number 10, infamous Second Son. Second Son is an insanely fun, open-world action-adventure game. Its gameplay is super fast-paced and will have you on the edge of your seat the entire time. The open world aspect gives you the ability to go anywhere and do just about anything. It makes you feel like a real life superhero, and that is badass. The story for the game is also top notch and has its fair share of twists and turns along the way. Second Son was released back in 2014, so if for whatever reason you skipped over it then, you can pick it up now extremely cheap, and it's well worth the $15 to $20 you can pick it up for now. Number 9 goes to Until Dawn, which is an interactive drama survival horror game. The game is extremely scary and surprisingly deep at times. It uses a choice-based systems, and its butterfly effect can change the course of the game dramatically. Even the smallest of choices can end up getting characters killed, which makes you really have to think before doing just about anything. The game also asks you a series of questions throughout the game about what you think is most scared by in the real life, and it tweaks the game experience accordingly based on that. Based on your choices, you can also have many different endings, so the game has a great amount of replayability. Again, this is a game you guys can pick up relatively cheap, and I recommend giving it a play if you haven't already. Also worth mentioning is there is a VR version of this game that came out after. It's called Blood Rush, I believe. So if you have the VR, you might want to give that one a try as well. Next up at number 8 is MLB The Show, and for many people, these games are the reason to get a PS4 over an Xbox One, as for whatever reason, Microsoft doesn't have any licensed Major League Baseball games on their systems. On top of that, the show is one of the best looking and fun to play sports titles of all time. It has an incredibly deep franchise modes where you can build your team and have all kinds of crazy players and develop players and make them come up to the big leagues, and it's just a whole lot of fun. But where I feel the game really shines is it's the multiplayer, both local and online. It's always a good time to pitch against one of your buddies and trash talk as you take him deep. If you're a fan of baseball, then you simply can't go wrong with this game, so pick up a copy and give it a play. Go Cubbies! Number 7 goes to Kingdom Hearts HD 2.H, which, yes, is not out yet, but it will be released soon on January 24th, so it's not that far away. But the Kingdom Hearts series is an absolute must for any PlayStation owner. This version includes a high-definition remaster of Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, as well as 2 new pieces of content, Kingdom Hearts Back Cover, which is a cinematic based on Kingdom Hearts X, and Kingdom Hearts Point 2, Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, which is an all-new game that takes place after the events of Birth by Sleep. The story of these games is second to none, and Square Enix never disappoints, and this is a perfect way to get a ton of awesome content in one game, so make sure you guys are picking this game up when it's released next month. Speaking of games that are just about to be released, Final Fantasy VII Remastered is due out in just a few short weeks, and again, this is a Square Enix game, it is an absolute must for every PlayStation 4 owner. The original Final Fantasy VII is regarded as one of the best RPG experiences of all time, and you will now be able to play it in HD on your PS4. The little bit we have been shown of the game so far looks absolutely stunning, and I for one cannot wait to jump in and relive that 1997 feeling of Square Enix RPG goodness. This game is being released December 29th, so we won't have to wait that much longer to get our hands on it, and we should jump on it when we get the chance. Just cracking our top 5 is a new release, which is called The Last Guardian, and this game is a spiritual successor to 2 of the best PS2 games ever, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. The Last Guardian lets the player control a young boy who befriends a half-bird, half-mammal creature, and the two have to work together to evade guards that are after them. Its unique style of puzzles and gameplay that mix together really makes this game stand out, and I feel like it'd be up for many Game of the Year awards so you'll definitely have to pick this one up and give it a try as soon as possible. Coming in at number 4 is Ratchet Clank, another staple in the Sony library of games. The newest installment in the franchise is a cute and fun action platformer that everyone should play. It has all the elements that we've known and loved from the past of the series, but it adds in many new aspects as well. As well as the visuals are colorful and sharp, and the smoothness of gameplay really sets this game apart from other platformers. The storyline is full of humor and it's totally fun, and the game doesn't take itself too seriously and often poking fun at itself, and that is a real treat for these days. You don't see it like a whole lot of games do that. This game has recently saw a price drop, and you can pick it up brand new for 20 bucks, and it's well worth that price tag. Number 3 goes to Last of Us Remastered, which is hands down my all-time favorite storyline of any game ever. Joel and Ellie really know how to pull your heartstrings. Not to mention the amazing stealth-based combat system coupled with the in-depth crafting system is absolutely flawless. The Last of Us blew my mind back when it was first released on the PS3, but the remastered version on the PS4 is really the way to go. It looks outstanding with some of the best textures and shading I've ever seen in any game. Plus, the PS4 version comes with all of the DLC, which just adds to the greatness. Again, this game is super cheap these days, so do yourself a favor and pick it up and play it if you haven't already. Not to mention that literally just today we got an announcement that they will be making a sequel to this game, so this will be enough to hold you over if you haven't played it already. In our runner-up spot, we have Little Big Planet 3, and it is one of the best sandbox games ever made, and it really gives players free reign to make and do whatever they want. The best part about this game is that it never gets old, as you can literally play millions and millions of new levels designed by other people from across the world, or you can try your hand at creating your own levels. The amount of customization in this game is remarkable, and it makes for a truly unique experience, an experience that every PS4 owner should try. The game runs usually about 20 bucks or less these days, so it's no reason not to hop on it and get in there and get lost in its awesomeness. And finally, our number 1 must-own PS4 game goes to, you guessed it, Uncharted 4, Sony's flagship franchise, latest and greatest title. Uncharted 4 takes everything the first 3 games did and builds on it even more. More witty dialogue, more action-packed adventure sequences, and most of all, more beautiful, stunning graphics. This has to be the best-looking console game I've ever played. On top of that, the storyline is amazing and keeps you interested the entire way through. If you own a PS4, you simply must play this game, as it is the very best that Sony has to offer. And before everyone starts to scream, but K-Mac, what about God of War 3 Remastered and God of War 4? Yes, you are correct, but God of War 4 won't be out until late 2017 at the earliest. However, I will say that God of War Remastered is another must-own game as well, so go ahead and throw it in there as our number 11 or whatever. That game is a must-own as well. Go ahead and cheat for this video. It's one of the best series of all time, and it really does shine on the PS4, so give the remaster of God of War 3 a play, and make sure you guys are looking out for Dad of War 4 when it is released as well. But that is all I have time for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more top 10s and other daily content. Also, if you guys are new here, make sure to click that bell next to the subscribe, as it really has been weird on YouTube getting people to subscribe. They're not getting the notifications in their sub box from YouTube lately. So if you hit that little bell, it'll get notifications of all my videos in your emails and other things like that you guys can set up. Also, down in the comments down below, let me know what your favorite PS4 games are. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on that, so make sure you guys are dropping all kinds of comments with that. But until next time, guys, remember that's always K-Mac time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out.